Okay guys, in this video we're gonna talk about this phone, Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G, which in this release, Xiaomi actually have three variants. One is the Note 14, Note 14 Pro 5G, and another one is Note 14 Pro Plus. So actually I'm not really familiar with Redmi products, but I think that they produce one of the long-lasting phones, so I decided to head and get it. So let's go.
Hi guys, today I'm at my Amsterdam. So I'm heading to the Malaysia Auto Show 2025. Today is the last day. So I just did my Note 14 Pro 5G review yesterday. So this one is the extended version. I'll do a full recording using the phone to test its 4K 30 FPS resolution. Gravity, ruling gravity. Look at that.
My last Xiaomi is this. This one is Redmi Note 12 Pro, also 5G. So this one is one of the most used phone for my content. So I've been using this for 2.5 years now. So it is a long-lasting phone, very durable and very good in terms of how it is can be bring along to any of my content seeking situation. So prior to that, I have another phone which is a Note 9 before that, and the Note 9 was already out of service. So I decided to get a Google Pixel phone. This one is a Pixel 6. I think this is good enough as my secondary phone because it got a telephoto features. During Eid, for the celebration of Hari Raya, I got one problem, a cracking screen, which later I cannot use this phone anymore. To replace the cracked screen, the price is about 850 ringgit. So I might just bought a new phone. So then came the idea of buying the Redmi Note 14 Pro 5G, since I didn't bother to go to the Note 14 Pro Plus. I think that's a bit different, but for me as a user on its phone, it got 4K 30 FPS. I think it's good enough for my go-to video capture. So I done an unboxing video. So this is the box looks like. It gives us this charger, 45 watt. I think it's not as fast as the previous phone that I got. They give us previously 120 watt, but now they give us 45 watt charger. So with this charger, it took me like almost 1 hour to get it full charge from 0 to 100%. I prefer this quick charging 120 watt charger, but this charger are given when you buy the 14 Note 14 Pro Plus. So this phone I think is quite okay. We'll put the some of the features, the camera features that I recorded. So when you buy this, they give you this, where they put in the cover. This one is the cover given. It is Redmi written here. So give us pin. So this one is with the cover. So if you remove the cover, mine is black color. So you see, this is the phone, Redmi 5G, and also the simple instruction there. You can see there's like 4 cameras. Actually, you got 3 cameras with 1 flash and panoramic. You have wide, ultra wide, and also macro. Compared to the Pro Plus, that one has a telephoto 20 megapixel camera. Pro got AI camera system, and they got like 8 megapixel for the macro, and they also got 8 megapixel for wide, ultra wide camera, and they also got like 2 megapixel for the macro camera features. And they got the flash for panoramic, and I think it is quite interesting because it can reach to 4K 30 FPS. I would really appreciate if they got 4K 60 FPS, or maybe the 4K 120 FPS. Consider I've been using DJI products, that is their standard features, 4K 120 and also 4K 60 FPS. So when I have a go-to phone that doesn't have that, that's a bit weird. But fear not, I got my Osmo Pocket, so I was using that one for 4K at 60 FPS and also 4K 120 FPS. So this phone uses a waterfall bevel-like screen. This one is Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. So this is the reason why I bought this phone, because I learned my lesson. I got problem with Pixel 6. I just show you. It's just a minor drop. I got a scratch, and to change that to get an original screen, I might just change the phone. So this might be the answer. A phone that is durable enough, sustainable enough, strong enough, that can withstand some of the heat I receive if I go outside during my content seeking, footage seeking. So they also got a front camera with 20 megapixel. So the screen is 1.5 120Hz ICAR display. So I think that's okay. I'm not using this. Not planning using this for games, but I think it is good enough if you want to play games. I watch some of other users. They play this. They play games, and the feature setting, and also interface are almost the same. But they got a new update feature on AI, but in this model, more or less you can just erase some of the object in the photo. I show that some of the photo I tried manually AI it. So you need to register to Xiaomi account, then you can use the AI feature. So the AI feature is in the camera setting. Actually, my concern is on the camera, not really much other thing, because this is the phone I'll be using for my media, my quick go-to media collecting, to collect video features. So if you look at this, they have a document setup, 200 megapixel main camera, videos that you can change 4K 24 FPS or 4K 30 FPS, and you can also change to HD 1080. I prefer to set onto 4K so that I can collect the best footage. So that's it. Shoot steady. This one is to, it's a bit like stabilizer, but once you activate that shoot steady, the resolution is 1080p. So that is the one of few things that I think it can be better. So the grid have grid line, aspect ratio. So once you want to activate the macro, you click that so you can have the activate. So macro mode is on. So also have this motion tracking focus. So it's a bit like your camera where they focus on a bit like autofocus setting, and also have this teleprompter. This one is, if you play this, it's a bit like on telly where you can read scripts. Quite interesting. So if you're using this as a phone that you refer scripts, this one teleprompter will be a good feature to try on. So the photo is one portrait and also night setting and more. This one have pro setting. You can play around the white AWB. So you want to change it. The feature is imitated a bit like Sony Camera Pro. You have AF for automatic, and also you can change it to manual. So the aperture you can change it to AF for auto, and you can slightly change it into the manual setting. So the problem is that I'm not really slightly disadvantaged. I didn't like it because it didn't feature that numbering. So I have this shutter speed. You can change it to change your sensor of light coming in. So this one is ISO. So if you like manual setting, this one is for you. I prefer this one, but because I wanted to use this phone for video capture, so I might focus more on video, but this one is one of the things I like. So it has that portrait setting where you can blur at the back. It's not that high in bokeh, but I think it's good enough if you want a little bit of a blur in the back. So this one is night feature. So the night feature is, I think the color scheme is not that interesting, but I think it's good enough. If you want to change the focus, it has that camera light starter button, so you can change that. So I think that is one of the few things that I think is good. The screen is 6.67 inch, and holding it I think is quite big. Holding with two hands and one hand. Attaches to drone, I think it's not that big. I don't have the Note 13, but compared to the 12, I think the size is almost the same. Slicker, compared is thinner, a bit thinner. Look at how the camera looks like down here, more or less like the previous version, but the look of it, because it have that waterfall effect screen, it had that a bit of bevel. So this one is one of the feature that I think will be interesting for new audience if you want to look out for the brand outside of famous ones, especially if you're in the States, where I don't think people are very familiar with Xiaomi. So it has that 256 GB storage, and I think that will be a strong phone for you to bring along for outside work, like I'm doing, collecting footage for content. So it has that MediaTek Dimensity 73 Ultra, as they call it. This one is their OS, their main chip. Compared to the Note 14 Pro Plus that have the Snapdragon 7 3S, and the OS is still Android 14, not 15. I think in the long run they promise us a few updates. Hopefully they'll give us the Android 15 in the future. Another feature that I think is very good, it is very strong screen. It has that IP68 dust and water resistant. I've seen many people tried it. They put it into water for a few minutes, and also they tried dust. They tried to throw the phone, and it looked quite good. You might not really need an extra protection, but because it have that bevel or waterfall screen, I think it's up to you. But I think looking to many people that use this, they say that this phone is very strong. So you might want to look out for it if you're looking for a phone that is strong enough, not really in that high level phone. This is considered a middle tier phone, not that expensive. Even though this is just released earlier this year, it's already on discount. I bought this for 1,100 plus ringgit, so it's quite cheap. Consider that for that money I can replace my Pixel 6 screen, or maybe do an upgrade by a new Sony Xperia 1 Mark 7 just released yesterday. It won 6,000 compared to this just 1,000 plus for a strong, durable, and also sustain very high resistant phone. I think for time being is good enough. And for most of my content in the past, I've been using this phone, and I know that this phone is strong enough and durable enough for many occasions, for stadium, for updates. I've done updates during games, during Stadium Shah Alam demolition. My go-to phone is this phone for drone flying, this phone, and during uploading it is also fast. And I think with many new features and update, I think for content creator as your primary phone, I think this is good enough, durable enough and strong enough. Unless you want to do, you need that, if because my plan is to get another phone for capturing and also recording, but that one I'll figure it out later on. But for timing, for my primary phone, this is for me a good enough phone. No lagging whatsoever. I think it's good enough. Look how the feature is on the Xiaomi Hyper OS, the new OS that they provide. Even though this is not their flagship model, that one is better. But I think for me this gets the job done. Like how you can screen is good. If you go to my channel,
daripada ultrajang.com.
I think it's good enough with the colors and
Sebelum buat ni lagi
brightness.
sebenarnya
I think it gives us that common
Apa
feeling.
expectation
This
aku?
is not enthusiast phone like the Sony
Sebenarnya
Xperia, but I
sekarang
think it's good enough.
tak terlalu sensitif
Color
ataupun
scheme,
tak PNC
the
lah.
brightness 100,
So benda-benda yang
120 Hz
sensitif ataupun
under
yang
a bright sign, I
masih
think it's
perlu
good enough.
di-embargo, kita akan simpan
For those
sehingga
who use phone for media content and need a quick upload, I think this phone is good enough for footage. If you use this for footage, primary phone to get footage for media content, media and content creating, I think it is good enough. So if you're buying this phone, maybe you can share some of your experience, write in the comment section below, and like always, guys, see you guys in the next one. Ciao.